You just unboxed your brand new iPhone, feeling that familiar excitement as you peel back the packaging and lift the device from its box. For years, if you glanced at the fine print on the box, you'd see it. Assembled in China. That label became almost synonymous with the iPhone itself. But now, that's changing. And it's happening faster than most people realize. The next time you pick up an iPhone in the US, or even in many other countries, you might notice something different. The box could now read "Assembled in India," marking a major shift in Apple's global strategy. This isn't just a minor tweak or a footnote in Apple's history, it's a seismic shift in how one of the world's most iconic products is made and where it calls home. For decades, China was the world's electronics factory. Cities like Shenzhen didn't just grow, they were built around making gadgets for the entire planet. Apple perfected this system, producing hundreds of millions of iPhones every single year, with a level of efficiency and scale that was unmatched. So why is Apple making this move now? Why choose India as the new hub? And what could this mean for the future of technology and innovation? This story is about much more than just manufacturing. It's about global politics, economic strategy, and Apple's vision for the next decade and beyond. Apple isn't simply chasing lower costs. It's building a more resilient, diversified, and secure supply chain, one that can withstand global disruptions and adapt to a changing world. This move could redefine how tech industry supply chains work for an entire generation, setting new standards for where and how our devices are made. For most people, where an iPhone is assembled might seem trivial, just a line of text on a box. But it's actually a window into shifting global power and influence. It signals a changing relationship between the US and China and highlights India's rise as a new tech powerhouse on the world stage. This shift could even affect the price you pay and the features you get in your next device, as Apple adapts to new markets and new manufacturing realities. So, why is your next iPhone likely coming from India? And what does that mean for all of us, as consumers and as citizens of a rapidly changing world? This is more than just a label on a box, it's the beginning of a new era for Apple, and for the global tech industry as a whole. The story of your iPhone is about to get a lot more interesting, with new chapters being written in places you might not expect. Let's dive in and explore what's next. Welcome to the new world of iPhone manufacturing, where your device's journey is just as fascinating as the technology inside. Why is Apple changing its winning formula? This question has been on the minds of many as the tech giant makes a significant shift in its manufacturing strategy. It comes down to three critical factors: politics, risk, and cost. Let's delve into each one, starting with politics. The ongoing US-China trade war has resulted in tariffs on Chinese goods, which in turn has made producing iPhones more expensive than before. For a company like Apple, even a small increase in production costs can translate into billions of dollars lost. Next, let's consider risk. Apple has historically relied almost entirely on China for its manufacturing needs. The COVID-19 pandemic lockdowns highlighted the fragility of this dependency. Factories were forced to shut down, causing delays in iPhone production, and Apple faced significant financial losses. The lesson learned was clear: don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversification is key. Now let's talk about rising costs. Over the years, China's wages and manufacturing expenses have steadily climbed. It's no longer the ultra-cheap manufacturing hub it once was. India, with its large young workforce, presents a more affordable and viable alternative for manufacturing. Apple can establish its next generation of manufacturing facilities there at a sustainable and competitive cost. So, Apple's strategic move to India is a classic business decision, aimed at protecting against political disputes, avoiding supply chain disasters, and managing long-term costs effectively. It's not about abandoning China entirely. China remains a crucial partner for Apple. But it's about achieving a balance and ensuring flexibility in operations. Apple is taking steps to future-proof its most important product, the iPhone. The company is building a robust system that can withstand the uncertainties and challenges of the 21st century. This is Apple's way of staying ahead in a rapidly changing and unpredictable world. The move is strategic, not just reactive, ensuring Apple remains a leader in innovation. It's about building resilience, not just focusing on cost savings. Apple is setting the stage for the next era of global technology, paving the way for future advancements. The journey of the iPhone is now more global than ever before, reflecting a new era of international collaboration. And that's why your next iPhone might proudly bear the Made in India stamp. The world of technology is shifting beneath our feet, and Apple is leading the charge in this transformation. To truly understand Apple's recent move to India, we first need to look back at its long and complex history with China, a relationship that shaped the modern tech world. For over 2 decades, Apple and China worked hand in hand to build the world's most powerful electronics manufacturing engine, setting new standards for speed and scale. Apple brought its innovative design and vast capital, while China contributed a highly skilled workforce and an unmatched industrial infrastructure. Together, they didn't just make the iPhone, they turned it into a global phenomenon, changing how billions communicate. Foxconn's massive iPhone cities enabled Apple to launch new products worldwide almost overnight, with incredible efficiency. In return, China gained millions of jobs, a surge in technical expertise, and a place at the heart of the global tech supply chain. But as US-China tensions escalated, over trade, intellectual property, and national security, cracks began to appear in this once seamless partnership. Apple suddenly found itself caught between two superpowers, facing unpredictable risks and mounting pressure from both sides. The stability and certainty that once defined the relationship started to fade, replaced by uncertainty and concern. Enter the strategy of de-risking. Apple isn't abandoning China, but it's working to reduce its dependency and spread its risks. Now, if disaster or disruption strikes in one country, Apple's global operations won't grind to a halt, they'll keep moving. That's why India has become Apple's Plan B, a strategic alternative and a new frontier for growth. This shift is about building resilience, not simply replacing one country with another. Apple is carefully and deliberately building options for the future, ensuring flexibility in a changing world. The iPhone story is now a tale of two giants, China and India, each shaping the next chapter in Apple's global journey. Why India? It's a mix of government ambition, demographics, and a booming market. India's Make in India initiative rolled out incentives, tax breaks, and streamlined regulations for tech giants. Apple's suppliers, Foxconn, Pegatron, Wistron, built massive modern campuses in India. The government invested in infrastructure power, transport, and logistics. India is replicating China's manufacturing success, but on its own terms. The country's biggest asset? Its people. India is now the world's most populous nation, with a median age of just 28. That means a huge young workforce, ideal for large-scale manufacturing. Apple needs skilled hands, and India delivers. As incomes rise, India's middle class is buying more iPhones. Local manufacturing avoids import duties, making iPhones more affordable for Indian consumers. Building in India helps Apple sell in India, and vice versa. It's a virtuous cycle. More factories, more sales, more growth. India is fast becoming Apple's new manufacturing powerhouse. The shift is transforming both Apple and India. India's rise in iPhone manufacturing is staggering. In 2020, India made just 1% of the world's iPhones, mostly older models for the local market. Today, India assembles the latest iPhones, including Pro models, from day one. In 2024, Apple built over $14 billion worth of iPhones in India, about 14% of global production. By 2025, that could hit 25%. This isn't a side project, it's core to Apple's global strategy. Apple is pushing suppliers to make more components in India, not just assemble. Tata Group now makes iPhone casings locally. Localization means a more efficient, cost-effective supply chain. For Apple, it's successful de-risking. For India, it's an economic windfall, hundreds of thousands of jobs, millions more indirectly. India is moving from assembler to true manufacturing hub. The numbers tell the story. India is becoming an iPhone nation at breakneck speed. The global tech map is being redrawn. Manufacturing shifts don't happen in a vacuum. They're tied to politics. President Trump pushed Apple to bring jobs home and impose tariffs on Chinese goods. He wanted iPhones made in America, but Apple's response was pragmatic. Instead of moving to the US, Apple pivoted to India and Vietnam. Rebuilding Apple's supply chain in the US is nearly impossible. Costs would skyrocket. Apple's move to India is friendshoring, choosing countries with stable, friendly ties to the US. It's a balancing act between political ideals and business realities. The iPhone's journey is shaped by global politics as much as technology. For India, Apple's arrival is transformative. New factories mean tens of thousands of jobs, many for women, and a boost in advanced manufacturing skills. Apple's presence attracts more investment. Suppliers, logistics, and tech firms follow. India is moving up the global value chain, from software to high-tech hardware. The challenge: improve infrastructure and protect workers' rights as growth accelerates. If managed well, Apple could help lift millions into the middle class. India's partnership with Apple is a catalyst for economic and technological advancement. The stakes and the rewards are enormous. What does all this mean for you, the iPhone buyer? In the US, don't expect cheaper iPhones. Assembly is a small part of the cost, but Apple's diversified supply chain means more stable prices and better availability. If one region faces disruption, another can pick up the slack. In India, local manufacturing means lower prices and more accessible iPhones. Apple's quality standards are the same everywhere. Your iPhone will be just as good, whether made in China or India. For consumers, it's about reliability, access, and confidence in the product. The iPhone's global journey benefits buyers everywhere. The label on your box is changing, but the quality remains. The future of tech is in your hands. Apple's pivot to India marks a new era for global tech manufacturing. Production is now more distributed. China plus one or even China plus many is the new normal. Apple is building resilience, not just chasing savings. For India, the challenge is to move beyond assembly and into high-value innovation. If successful, India could become a true tech powerhouse. For consumers, this means more stable prices and better product availability. The days of a single world's factory are over. The iPhone story now spans continents, a tale of innovation, ambition, and strategy. Next time you see "Assembled in India," remember, it's more than a label. It's a sign of a changing world. The future of tech is being written right now. And your iPhone is at the heart of it.